What if the traditional financial advice given to women has been fundamentally flawed? What if women don't need to think about money the same way men do? What if there was a better path, one designed specifically for how women live, earn, and build wealth? Jean Chatzky's Women with Money tackles these questions head-on. As an award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author, Chatzky brings decades of expertise combined with groundbreaking research on women and money. This isn't just another personal finance book. It's a judgment-free guide specifically designed for women's unique financial challenges, opportunities, and goals. The subtitle says it all: creating the joyful, less stressed, purposeful, and yes, rich life you deserve. Notice that rich comes last, not first. Chatzky understands that for most women, wealth isn't just about the number in the bank account. It's about security, freedom, reducing stress, supporting family, and living purposefully. Money is a tool for creating the life you want, not an end in itself. This book addresses the uncomfortable truth that women face unique financial challenges: the wage gap, career interruptions for caregiving, longer lifespans requiring more retirement savings, and societal conditioning that makes talking about money uncomfortable. But Chatzky also reveals women's unique strengths: better investing discipline, stronger collaboration skills, and more holistic thinking about financial decisions. Over the next 30 minutes, we're breaking down Chatzky's complete framework for women and money. You'll learn why women need different financial strategies than the standard advice suggests. You'll discover how to negotiate effectively, invest confidently, and plan for the long term. You'll understand how to balance caring for others with securing your own financial future, and you'll walk away with a practical roadmap for building wealth on your own terms. This is about empowerment, not judgment. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Understanding your money story. Chatzky begins by emphasizing that everyone has a money story, the beliefs, experiences, and emotions around money shaped by upbringing, culture, and life experiences. For women, these stories are often complicated by gender-specific messages that create obstacles to building wealth. Women frequently grow up with messages that undermine financial confidence. Math is hard for girls. Let your husband handle the finances. Don't be greedy or demanding. Nice girls don't talk about money. These messages, absorbed from family, media, and society, create psychological barriers to pursuing wealth aggressively. Chatzky explains that understanding your money story is the crucial first step. What did your parents teach you about money? How was it discussed in your household? Were women in your family financially empowered or dependent? Did you receive messages that money was vulgar, or that wanting wealth was selfish? These early experiences shape current behaviors and beliefs. The exercise Chatzky recommends is writing your money autobiography. Describe your earliest money memories. What did you learn about money from each parent? What were significant financial events in your childhood? How did your family handle money stress? What messages did you receive about women and money specifically? This reflection reveals patterns influencing current financial behaviors. She emphasizes that many women carry shame around money. Shame about not earning enough, not saving enough, not knowing enough, or wanting too much. This shame keeps women silent, preventing them from seeking help, negotiating salaries, or pursuing opportunities aggressively. Releasing shame requires recognizing it's based on internalized messages rather than reality. Chatzky also addresses the bag lady syndrome, the fear of ending up homeless and destitute that many successful women experience despite objective financial security. Research shows that nearly half of women fear becoming bag ladies, including high-earning professionals with substantial savings. This fear often stems from recognizing vulnerabilities women face, but becomes paralyzing when excessive. The practical work is identifying limiting beliefs from your money story and consciously replacing them. If you believe, "I'm bad with money," examine evidence. Are you actually incompetent or just inexperienced? If you believe wanting wealth is selfish, consider how financial security would allow you to help others more effectively. Rewrite limiting narratives with empowering truths. Chatzky emphasizes that understanding your money story isn't therapy. It's practical. Your beliefs about money directly affect your behaviors. If you believe you don't deserve wealth, you'll subconsciously sabotage efforts to build it. If you believe money is scary, you'll avoid managing it. Changing beliefs changes behaviors, which changes outcomes. Chapter 2. Close the wage gap in your own life. Chatzky dedicates significant attention to earning because it's the foundation of wealth building. The wage gap is real. Women earn approximately 82 cents for every dollar men earn, with larger gaps for women of color. While systemic change is necessary, women can take specific actions to close the wage gap in their own lives. The first action is negotiation. Research shows that women negotiate less frequently than men and ask for less when they do negotiate. This isn't because women lack negotiation skills. It's because women face social penalties for aggressive negotiation that men don't face. Women who negotiate assertively are often perceived as demanding or difficult, while men are seen as appropriately advocating for themselves. Chatzky provides specific negotiation strategies for women. First, frame negotiations collaboratively rather than combatively. Instead of, "I demand X dollars," try, "I'm excited about this opportunity and want to ensure compensation reflects the value I'll bring. Based on market research and my experience, I believe X dollars is appropriate." This collaborative framing reduces social penalty while still advocating effectively. Second, use objective data. Research market rates for your position, industry, and location. Reference this data during negotiation. According to industry salary surveys, professionals with my experience typically earn X to Y dollars. Data removes emotion and makes the conversation about fair market value rather than personal demands. Third, practice extensively before negotiating. Many women feel uncomfortable negotiating because they lack practice. Rehearse with friends, mentors, or coaches until the conversation feels natural. The more you practice, the more confident you'll sound during actual negotiations. Fourth, negotiate everything, not just salary. Base salary is important, but total compensation includes bonuses, equity, benefits, vacation time, flexible work arrangements, professional development budgets, and more. Sometimes employers have more flexibility on non-salary items. A comprehensive negotiation maximizes total value even if base salary has limited room. Chatzky also emphasizes the compounding effect of negotiation. If someone earning $50,000 negotiates a 10% increase to $55,000, they're not just $5,000 richer that year. Future raises typically percentage-based, so the higher base compounds. Over a 40-year career, that single negotiation could mean hundreds of thousands in additional lifetime earnings. Beyond negotiation, Chatzky addresses maximizing earning potential through career strategy. Women often prioritize workplace culture and flexibility over maximum compensation, which is valid but should be conscious choice rather than default. If wealth building is a priority, seeking highest paying opportunities makes sense. If work-life balance matters more, that's legitimate too, but understand the trade-off. She also discusses side income. Many women successfully build additional income streams through freelancing, consulting, or businesses started while employed. These side incomes not only increase total earnings, but also provide security and skills that can become primary income if needed. The career interruption issue is critical. Women are more likely than men to reduce work or leave workforce temporarily for caregiving, children, aging parents, or both. These interruptions severely impact lifetime earnings and retirement savings. While sometimes necessary, understanding the financial cost allows making informed decisions and planning to minimize impact. Chapter 3. Master the Art of Investing. Chatzky reveals a surprising fact. Women are actually better investors than men. Studies consistently show that women's investment returns exceed men's returns over time. Why? Women trade less frequently, take time to research before investing, and maintain emotional discipline during market volatility. Despite this advantage, women invest less money and less confidently than men. The confidence gap in investing is enormous. Women consistently rate their investment knowledge lower than men, even when their actual knowledge is equal or superior. This confidence gap keeps women from investing aggressively, reducing wealth accumulation. Chatzky explains that investing isn't as complicated as financial industry makes it seem. The core principles are straightforward. Start early, invest consistently, diversify broadly, minimize fees, and stay invested long-term. These principles, executed consistently, create substantial wealth over decades. The first investment principle is overcoming fear and starting. Many women keep excessive cash in savings accounts earning minimal interest because investing feels risky or complicated. But inflation erodes cash value over time. Money sitting in savings actually loses purchasing power. Investing is necessary for building wealth, not optional. The second principle is understanding risk appropriately. Women often perceive investing as riskier than men do, leading to overly conservative allocations that underperform over time. While some risk aversion is healthy, excessive conservatism costs money. A balanced portfolio of stocks and bonds has historically provided 8 to 10% annual returns compared to 1 to 2% for savings accounts. Chatzky recommends starting with target date retirement funds or balanced index funds. These provide instant diversification and professional management at low cost. As comfort grows, you can explore additional investment options, but simple low-cost index funds work excellently for most investors. The third principle is automation. Set up automatic transfers from checking to investment accounts. This pay-yourself-first approach ensures consistent investing regardless of spending temptations or market conditions. Automation removes emotion and willpower from the equation. The fourth principle is staying invested during downturns. Market crashes terrify everyone, but women are especially likely to sell during crashes, locking in losses. Chatzky emphasizes that market downturns are temporary. Markets always recover eventually. Staying invested through downturns and continuing to invest during them, buying assets at lower prices, is how wealth is built. She shares that women's natural tendency toward patience and long-term thinking is an investment advantage. Men are more likely to chase hot stocks, trade frequently, and time markets, all behaviors that reduce returns. Women's discipline and patience create better long-term results when they actually invest. Chatzky also addresses the specific challenge of investing during career interruptions. When taking time off for caregiving, many women stop retirement contributions entirely. Even small continued contributions during these periods make substantial difference long-term due to compound growth. The retirement calculation for women is different than men because women live longer on average, meaning retirement savings must last longer. A woman retiring at 65 might live to 85 or beyond, requiring 20-plus years of retirement funding. This longer time horizon requires either saving more, working longer, or both. Chatzky recommends that women aim to replace 80 to 90% of pre-retirement income through a combination of Social Security and savings. The specific savings target depends on retirement age and lifestyle, but a common benchmark is saving 15 to 20% of gross income consistently throughout career. She also emphasizes not neglecting retirement savings to fund children's college education. While supporting children's education is important, you can borrow for college, but can't borrow for retirement. Secure your own financial future first, then help children as able without jeopardizing your security. Chapter 4. The Caregiver's Financial Dilemma. Chatzky directly addresses one of women's most challenging financial situations, balancing caregiving responsibilities with financial security. Women disproportionately provide unpaid care for children, aging parents, or both. The sandwich generation effect. The financial cost of caregiving is enormous. Career interruptions, reduced hours, past promotions, and complete workforce exits all dramatically impact lifetime earnings. Additionally, time out of workforce means missed retirement contributions and lost compound growth. The total financial cost of caregiving can easily exceed $500,000 over a lifetime. Chatzky acknowledges the reality that many women will face caregiving responsibilities and frames the discussion around making informed choices and minimizing financial damage rather than judgment about those choices. The first strategy is planning ahead. If you anticipate taking time off for children, maximize retirement contributions before leaving workforce and resume as quickly as possible after returning. Even small contributions during time off help. The compound growth on money invested in your 30s has decades to grow. The second strategy is maintaining career viability during interruptions. Stay current in your field through freelance work, volunteer positions, professional development, or part-time employment. This maintains skills and connections, making re-entry easier and reducing long-term earning impact. The third strategy is negotiating flexible arrangements that allow continuing to work while caregiving. Remote work, flexible hours, or reduced schedules maintain income and benefits while accommodating responsibilities. These arrangements have financial costs compared to full-time work, but much less than complete workforce exit. Chatzky also addresses the need to discuss caregiving costs with partners. Women often assume caregiving responsibilities without fully discussing financial implications with partners. Having explicit conversations about who will reduce work, for how long, and how this affects long-term finances ensures both partners understand trade-offs. She emphasizes that if you're partnered and one partner reduces work for caregiving, the working partner should increase retirement contributions to compensate for reduced household retirement savings. The family unit's retirement security should be protected even if one person's individual contributions decrease. For aging parent care, Chatzky stresses having financial conversations with parents before crises occur. Understanding parents' financial resources, insurance coverage, and wishes allows planning rather than crisis response. Many adult children provide parent care without knowing parents have resources that could fund professional care. Chapter 5. Divorce, Proofing Your Finances. Chatzky addresses an uncomfortable reality. Divorce is common, and women typically suffer greater financial damage from divorce than men. Preparing for this possibility isn't pessimistic, it's prudent financial planning. The statistics are sobering. Women's household income typically drops 41% after divorce, while men's drops only 23%. Women are more likely to experience poverty after divorce. Retirement savings suffer because assets get divided, and women's reduced post-divorce earnings make rebuilding difficult. Chatzky's first recommendation is maintaining financial awareness during marriage. Many women delegate financial management to partners, creating dangerous knowledge gaps. If divorce occurs, you're negotiating about assets and income you don't understand. Maintain awareness of all accounts, debts, investments, and financial decisions, even if your partner manages day-to-day finances. Second, maintain individual credit. Have at least one credit card in your name only to establish independent credit history. Joint accounts don't build individual credit the same way. If divorce happens, you need credit history to rent apartments, get mortgages, or open accounts. Third, keep some assets in your name only where legally possible. This might include retirement accounts, which are individual by law or separate property in some jurisdictions. Having assets in your name provides security and options if marriage ends. Fourth, maintain career viability. The biggest financial mistake many women make is leaving workforce or significantly reducing work without understanding the long-term financial vulnerability this creates. If you depend entirely on partner's income, you're one divorce away from financial crisis. Maintaining earning capacity provides security. Chatzky emphasizes that these recommendations apply in happy marriages, not just troubled ones. Many women in solid marriages suddenly face divorce after decades, affair, death, or partner walking out. No one thinks it will happen to them, but statistics say it happens to about half of marriages. She also addresses the importance of understanding community property versus separate property laws in your state, knowing where financial documents are kept, and having access to all accounts and passwords. Chapter 6. Building your money team. Chatzky emphasizes that building wealth isn't a solo endeavor. Surrounding yourself with knowledgeable advisors and supportive community accelerates progress and prevents mistakes. The professional team includes a financial advisor, accountant, estate planning attorney, and insurance agent. While paying for these services has cost, their expertise typically saves more than it costs through better decisions, tax savings, and avoiding expensive mistakes. Chatzky provides guidance on finding trustworthy advisors. For financial advisors, seek fee-only fiduciaries who are legally obligated to act in your best interest rather than commission-based advisors who earn money selling specific products. For accountants, find someone experienced with your tax situation complexity. For attorneys, seek specialists in relevant areas, estate planning, business formation, etc. Beyond professionals, Chatzky emphasizes building peer support. Women's money groups, investment clubs, or masterminds provide education, accountability, and community. These groups reduce the isolation many women feel around financial topics and normalize discussions about earning, investing, and building wealth. She also highlights the value of mentorship, both having mentors who provide guidance and becoming mentors to other women. Women who've successfully navigated financial challenges can provide invaluable advice to those earlier in the journey. The key is creating accountability and support structures. Building wealth is difficult alone. With advisors providing expertise and peers providing support, the journey becomes more manageable and often more successful. Chapter 7. Estate Planning and Legacy. Chatzky addresses estate planning, which women often neglect. Because women live longer than men on average, they're more likely to outlive partners and need comprehensive estate plans. The basics include will, power of attorney for healthcare, power of attorney for finances, and possibly a trust depending on asset complexity. These documents ensure your wishes are followed if you're incapacitated or deceased, rather than leaving decisions to courts or estranged relatives. Chatzky emphasizes that estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. Anyone with children, assets, or specific wishes needs basic documents. Without them, state law determines who gets your assets and who makes medical decisions, outcomes that may not align with your wishes. For women specifically, estate planning includes ensuring you'll have resources and decision-making authority if your partner becomes incapacitated or predeceases you. Joint assets need careful structuring to ensure surviving spouse has access without complications. Life insurance is another critical component, especially for mothers. If you died tomorrow, how would childcare be funded? How would household duties you perform be replaced? Many women are underinsured because their financial contributions are undervalued compared to partners. Chatzky also discusses legacy planning. How do you want to be remembered? What causes matter to you? How can wealth continue creating impact after you're gone? This purposeful approach to wealth makes building it more meaningful. Chapter 8. The Joy Factor, Money and Happiness. Chatzky's final major principle addresses the relationship between money and happiness. Research shows money increases happiness up to a point, roughly $75,000 annually, after which additional income provides diminishing returns on happiness. Understanding this relationship prevents chasing wealth that won't actually improve life quality. The key insight is that money buys happiness most effectively when spent on experiences over things, when spent on others, and when it buys time. A family vacation creates lasting memories more valuable than an expensive handbag that loses appeal quickly. Donating to meaningful causes provides satisfaction material purchases don't. Hiring help with tasks you hate, cleaning, yard work, meal prep, buys time for activities you enjoy. Chatzky introduces the concept of enough, the amount of money that provides security, comfort, and reasonable lifestyle without excess. For some people, enough is $50,000 annually. For others with different values and circumstances, it might be $200,000. The specific number matters less than understanding what your enough is. Understanding your enough prevents several problems. First, it prevents perpetual striving where you're never satisfied regardless of income. Second, it allows focusing on non-financial aspects of rich life, relationships, health, purpose, growth. Third, it permits work decisions based on values rather than purely financial considerations. Chatzky shares research on what money can't buy: meaningful relationships, good health, sense of purpose, personal growth, and community connection. Wealthy people who lack these elements report low life satisfaction despite financial abundance. Conversely, people with moderate incomes but rich relationships and purpose report high satisfaction. The practical application is regular reflection on what makes you happy and ensuring financial decisions support those priorities. If family time brings joy, don't accept promotions requiring travel that separates you from family. If creative work fulfills you, don't abandon it for higher paying but soul-crushing corporate jobs. Let financial decisions serve life vision rather than letting money accumulation become the vision. Chatzky also addresses the specific ways women often sacrifice personal joy for others' well-being, depleting their own resources to support family members, working in unfulfilling jobs to maintain family stability, or neglecting personal dreams to enable partners' careers. While supporting loved ones is admirable, completely neglecting your own joy creates resentment and reduces life quality. The message is that building wealth should enable the joyful, purposeful life you want, not become the purpose itself. Money is a tool for creating the life you desire, not the end goal. Practical action plan: the 90-day money transformation. Chatzky concludes with a practical 90-day action plan for women to transform their financial lives. Days 1 to 30. Foundation. Complete your money story exercise. Write your financial autobiography. Calculate your net worth, total assets minus liabilities. Track all spending for 30 days to understand where money goes. Identify your top 3 financial priorities for the next year. Set up or review your budget using a system that works for you. Days 31 to 60. Building momentum. Increase retirement contributions by at least 1% if possible. Set up automatic savings or investment transfers. Research and negotiate your salary or rates. If you haven't recently, review and optimize one major expense area: housing, transportation, or food. Update or create estate planning documents. Will, power of attorney days, 61 to 90. Accelerating progress. Identify and launch one additional income stream: side business, consulting, freelancing. Reduce or eliminate one major financial stressor: high interest debt, excessive spending category. Build or strengthen your money team. Find financial advisor, accountant, or peer support group. Create a 5-year financial vision. Where do you want to be financially in 5 years? Celebrate progress and commit to continuing the journey. Chatzky emphasizes that transformation doesn't require perfect execution. Small, consistent actions compound into substantial change over time. The goal isn't overnight wealth, it's steady progress toward financial security and freedom. So, there you have it, Jean Chatzky's comprehensive framework for women and money. From understanding your money story to closing the wage gap in your own life, from mastering investing to balancing caregiving, from divorce-proofing your finances to building your money team, from estate planning to finding joy in wealth building. What makes this approach powerful is that it's specifically designed for women's reality, not generic advice adapted from male-focused finance books. Chatzky understands that women face unique challenges, but also possess unique strengths. The path to wealth for women looks different because women's lives, responsibilities, and priorities are different. The core message is that you can build substantial wealth while living authentically as a woman, without mimicking male patterns, without sacrificing caregiving responsibilities entirely, without abandoning values, and without apologizing for wanting both financial security and purposeful life. Remember that wealth building for women isn't just about accumulating money. It's about security, so you can sleep at night. It's about freedom, so you can make choices aligned with values. It's about options, so you're never trapped. It's about reducing stress, so you can focus on what matters. And yes, it's about being rich, because wealth enables so much else you care about. Here's your action plan. This week, complete 2 exercises. First, write your money autobiography. Explore what you learned about money growing up and how it affects current behaviors. Second, calculate your net worth to understand your starting point clearly. Next week, tackle the wage gap. Research market rates for your role. Schedule a salary negotiation conversation, or if you're self-employed, raise your rates. Even a 5 to 10% increase compounds substantially over time. Within 30 days, automate your investing. Set up automatic retirement contributions or investment transfers. Start with whatever amount is manageable. Even $50 monthly is better than zero and builds the habit. Within 90 days, you should have new financial systems in place, increased income, improved investment discipline, and clear 5-year vision. These changes, maintained over years, create the joyful, less stressed, purposeful, and yes, rich life you deserve. Remember Chatzky's fundamental message: you deserve financial security and wealth, not because you've earned it through suffering, not because you've proven worthiness, but simply because you exist and have dreams worth pursuing. Building wealth enables living fully, supporting those you love, and creating positive impact. Thanks for watching this complete summary. If Chatzky's judgment-free approach to women and money resonated with you, smash that like button and subscribe for more financial wisdom specifically relevant to women's lives. Drop a comment sharing which principle you're implementing first. And remember, wealth building is a journey, not a destination. You don't need to be perfect. You need to start, persist, and gradually build the skills and systems that create lasting financial security. Your wealthy future is waiting, and it looks like a life of joy, purpose, reduced stress, and yes, abundance. Now go build the financial life you deserve. Until next time, earn confidently, invest wisely, spend intentionally, and live joyfully.